So this is the tutorial for layer masks. The first thing you're going to do is have an image. Right click on that bottom layer and duplicate the layer. Otherwise it's going to cause some serious problems. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this layer and I'm going to show you like the beauty of layer masks, how they can really make things work awesome. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to duplicate that layer again. And I have my top copy. Now remember, all of these are identical. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by going to the layer mask or adjustment layer icon down in the bottom right. And I'm going to start with, let's start with curves. My exposure is off and I want to try to make myself look better. I figured I'd pick on myself. And what I'm looking for is, like what skin tone is really going to look best. Okay, I think that's really helping out with my beard, but it's making the rest of it a disaster. So I'm going to fix this so that my beard looks good. Right about there. I'm going to close that. Now this is a separate layer and it has white. I have the white box selected. I'm going to hit B for brush. I'm going to make sure my brush is black. Then I'm going to make my brush bigger. I'm also going to take the opacity and drop it way the heck down. I want to bring this part of my face back. So I'm going to slowly start to buff the things that I want to come back. You can see how there's a little bit of a gray starting there. Because I thought that the beard looked good, but I thought that it made my face look a little bit weird. So I'm going to bring my face back to the original value it was. Then I'm going to play with the layers and you'll see what's happening with this. Okay, so I come back to here. Now I'm going to turn this off and on. That was the original. That's the edit. Edit's definitely better. So now I'm going to take these two. I'm going to select both layers. I'm going to right click and I'm going to go to merge layers. Now they're the same. So again, I'm going to start with this layer. I'm going to go down to create new fill or adjustment layer. And I'm going to try saturation and hue. And this time I'm looking to try to make my eyes look better. This could be a fail. Okay, failed. So I close, I hit Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Back to the original. I'm going to go again back to the adjustments layers and I'm going to try exposure. Terrible. Terrible. Maybe. Getting some nice shine on my head. Doesn't work. I close, hit Control Z, Control Z, Control Z till it goes back. So I'm really trying to get my eyes to work. And I'm going to try this time levels. And I'm specifically looking at my eyes. I want them a little bit more intense. Still not working. Let's try up here. There we go. My eyes are a little bit more intense, but I think here went too dark. The way that I can check what looks better. It looks better darker overall, but this got too dark. So I'm going to hit B for brush again. This is white. I'm going to start to remove some of over here. I don't want it as extreme. Okay, there we go. Let's pull that back. Still definitely looking better darker. Okay. Again, I'm going to select both of them, right click, and I'm going to merge those layers. Okay, so now I'm going to shut off the eyeball on my first level. I'm going to go to my background copy, And like I was trying to explain to you yesterday, I'm going to go to Filter, Filter Gallery, and I'm going to add in an extreme filter. Let's go with, I want to try some artistics, I think. Film grain, no. Diffuse glow? Well, that could have some potential. Terrifying. I actually kind of like that. So I'm going to kind of play with what I'm getting here. Just going to check one or two more. No. Always like to play with this one, but it gets... Okay, we'll go with this one just because it's fun. Well, that's pretty terrifying. Let's go with that. Well, I have lots of wrinkles. Okay, so I have this. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on my top layer. I'm going to go to my top layer. I'm going to hold down Alt. And I'm going to hit this button, which is, waiting for it, Add Layer Mask. So Alt. It just put black. It just blacked out my entire previous image. I'm going to have my brush on. This time I'm going to make it normal, but I'm going to go way up to the top. And I'm going to start making dots. It's black. I have to make it white. The reason for that is this is black, so I have to use white. And I'm going to go. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Terrifying. I'm going to hit Control Z 3 times, but I'm going to show you a couple of other things I can do. I can drag across. That's not terrible. I'm not going to say I love it, but it's not terrible. Okay. But what I'm doing is each time I go through, and I'm going to shrink my brush this time, I am removing that black mask. And this is the beauty of layer masks, is you can alter small things, and it's basically like you're cutting through that sheet of paper. So if I go way back, and my final example, I'm going to go to a splatter brush, a nice big one. Splatter. Now that looks kind of cool. Splatter. Splatter. There we go. That looks kind of cool. Let me go backwards one more time. I do want to make that kind of cooler. There we go. Okay, so I got that, and then let's go here. Okay, and then let's go here, and let's go there. Kind of cool. So what I want you to do today is you're going to choose an image. Again, I don't care what it is. If you'd like to snap a picture on your phone of yourself or something and send it to yourself, you're more than welcome to do that, but otherwise, phone's away, and see what you can come on up with.